So the best thing about packs is you got, see mine undid, so I did it. And the best thing you can do is there's these. I can show you how to put it on. Well, I usually lay on the ground like this. And I camp too. That's how it goes on.
The next army pack.
Yeah.
Vietnam or Australian pack.
See? Look at the back. Gloves.
If you really want an anecdote, like, you know, the old salts all talk about how they used to walk 300 kilometres a day uphill and be ready for a fight at the end. That's the pack they carried. This is a half-loaded modern pack. So, you know, you're carrying twice as much, you're not going to go as far or as fast.
And a long time ago, you've seen me on that track. Like, that time I didn't have these slippy things. Oh no. After that day, put some on. And then, what happened is I get silly.
Come on.
Can't. Yeah.
Right, well, I get a lot of people asking me about gear. I've been hesitant to talk too much about gear because I always say software is more important than hardware. Your brain's portable. You're not going to get left without it, at least not after unless it's been an extremely bad day. However, I do carry equipment. Today I've been wearing a belt, and this started because I was wearing my knife on my belt. I'd leave the house, drive out to the farm with my knife on my trousers belt. Too easy. Then I added something else. Local laws changed, and you've got to have a very good reason to have a knife on your belt, let alone a knife and a multi-tool and a folding saw and all that sort of thing. So I've taken to wearing a belt, an equipment belt. Also wear a vest at other times. That's not what I've been doing today. It's a little bit too militant. Other people see, they might freak out. I could say that's their problem. Yet the vest, it's great. It's more comfortable. Yeah, you can fit more on it when you don't know what you're up to. But the belt, that can go in the car. Seeing that sometimes I bring a firearm out with me, today I've got the shotgun out with the intent of chasing some rabbits. Also general farm things. We were cutting some firewood. So I keep a range of tools. Normal shotgun belt carries usually 25 rounds, which is excellent because they tend to come in boxes of 25 rounds. I've seen the odd one with 24, how frustrating. On this, I use US surplus pouches, 12 in there, there's 24. And here, this is a Velcro panel, and I can Velcro 6 on. These fit well in the glove box of the car in a lockable compartment, as again required by law. If I empty that and put that in my pocket, pull out another one, stick it on. But I'm starting off with 30 rounds on the belt, and I can top it up without having to sit down and load them. So that's the ammunition situation. I have first aid equipment on here. I've long been of the theory that it's easy to get too big, and that's what I've started doing with this whole belt, but also with first aid kits. You try and outdo yourself having a bigger and more comprehensive first aid kit that gets left behind. That does you no good. So for a long time I just carried a shell dressing, or what other people would call an emergency bandage, Israeli battle dressing, all those things. So you can build a comprehensive first aid kit that gets left behind because it's inconvenient. So just having a single dressing on me is all I did for a long time here at the farm. But I've got young children as well. They've only got to have their arm get pulled in underneath the rotary hoe once when they bleed out, and I'll never forgive myself. So I've progressively moved to a larger first aid kit, and it's not a good idea always because I don't always carry it. So I've got one on here that's perhaps larger than I would normally want. But also with the belt, I've started adding tools, making life painful. So I've got to be wary of that. This is not a comprehensive self-reliance kit. This is just stuff that's very useful to have when I'm out and about on the farm. This is the first aid kit I'm talking about. When you're wearing a first aid kit, you want to be able to access it quickly, but you hope not to use it very often. So you don't want it on the front in the way. This I've got mounted at the back. The idea is open that, pull that, because it's around the back, pull it off, you can open it up. You have that open next to your casualty as you're treating them. I won't go into great detail on what's here. I will say bandages, bandages, bandages. There are lots of blood sponges, shell dressing type things, and bandages. You can do a lot with just those two things, and trauma shears on the front. But I'm thinking of taking this off the belt because it is a bit bulky. It's one of the reasons that I sometimes go, I'm just going down the other side of the paddock and I won't bother wearing the belt. I'm thinking of going to this pouch. This was on the vest that normally goes with the shotgun. In there's 2 shell dressings, trauma shears again, and secateurs. Down the side, and there's also what's called a SWAT T tourniquet, stretch, wrap and tuck tourniquet. A wide piece of rubber that you wrap around a bleeding limb or other body part, subject to the right skills. Again, software trumps hardware. This is just equipment. You can do 50 different things with that SWAT T tourniquet, but unless you have the knowledge, the skills, the practice, it's absolutely useless to you. So what else is on here? I have a small folding saw. On there is like a hacksaw blade, great for making fine notches, but also have wood cutting blades and all that. These are readily replaceable. Locks open, locks closed. Lots of spare blades in there for a range of different tasks. I have a water bottle. This is just a standard surplus water bottle with a tin cup underneath it. Very tight fit. It's an Austrian surplus, not Australian, Austrian Arnold Schwarzenegger water bottle cover, and it's a little bit of a tight fit. So it's a bit of work to get that steel cup out, but it's not every day that I'm going to have to sterilise water. Next is a knife. Tops XCEST Alpha, XCEST Alpha. The short fat blade, you're lucky to stab that into a bowl of jelly. And that's good because of the hoplophobic, that's irrational fear of weapons, hoplophobic tendencies of a lot of the people in the area. Not this area, but the area I pass through, anyone who might see my stuff. So no one's calling that a weapon. That's the knife. Good knife. And it came with a bunch of gimmicks built into the sheath. Most useful among them being a little squeeze light and a proper sail needle. Sail needle, good one. Yes, it'll be very tough, but it'll be triangular in cross section, so 3-sided. Also comes with a miniature folding saw, a compass, that little light that I mentioned, and a few other bits and bobs. But they're there, and you forget that they're there until you need them, which is great. And the last thing on here is just a multi-tool. This one's a Victorinox one with a crow's foot stamp on it, which any Aussie or I suppose British Commonwealth people would understand. But Swiss Army knife brand Victorinox, and this is magnificent. I just made a bow saw and I could do the whole thing with just this multi-tool. It's magnificent. So this is the belt kit that I've been getting around with today. Cheers. So a question for viewers: do I turf the larger first aid kit in favour of the smaller one because I'm more likely to have it on all the time, or do I keep this for the worst case scenario, given that that will mean that it won't always be there at every task that I'm doing? That will also sadly free up more space for me to add more things. For this to be a well-rounded emergency setup, self-reliance setup, I would need firelighting and some form of space blanket or something like that. So getting rid of the large one would mean that I still have shell dressings and a tourniquet, and I could add a space blanket, better fire kit, maybe even a snack. Or do I maintain the superior level of first aid and go without those extra capabilities, given that it's just meant to be a belt that I kick around on, and it started with me just carrying a knife? So as a question for you, leave it in the comments what your personal opinion would be and what you would do in the same situation. Cheers.